Yo, what's up, world? It's your boy Rob, Gio.
What's going on?
Another episode of Real Talk, Real Views. It's going to be a good one today. We got my boy Andy on, our health guru. Andy, what's good, man?
How you doing good, man? Doing good. Appreciate you guys having me on once again.
Hell yeah, anytime. Yo, hope everybody's having a great weekend. Make the best out of this epidemic. Make sure you're working out, eating right, meditating, figuring out what your purpose is, and walking in your purpose, and don't mix purpose and confusion together because it's not going to work. All right, y'all. So today we're going to be talking about health, diet, and exercise with the man with all the plans, the man with his own fitness brand, Mr. Andy Calixte. Y'all check my man out on Facebook.
Oh, man.
Check him out on Instagram. You want to look right. You want to be in shape. This is the guy to go to. He knows how to bulk you up. He knows how to cut you down. He knows how to get you slim. Has multiple certifications under his belt. My man, Andy Calixte, baby. What is good, man?
Hey, chillin', man. I appreciate the love.
Yo, anytime. So, Andy, man. So just to kick things off and just get right to it, first question to you today, sir, is what is a diet and what foods does it consist of, sir?
All right, so pretty much a diet. There's so many diets, man. So you have like Atkins diet, paleo diet. Pretty much, long story short, what a diet is pretty much a restriction of foods that one has been designated or has decided to eat for whatever reasons that pertains to that individual. So typically what you will hear if an individual is trying to lose weight, they said, I am on a diet restricting myself from eating the foods that I normally would like to eat, i.e. donuts, pizzas, burgers, stuff like that. So they will now refrain themselves from eating that to get to that goal that they're trying to get to. There is no such thing as the ideal diet, as everybody has different goals. So for me, I am typically I'm an ectomorph. And for the individuals that don't know what that is, there's typically three types of body types. You have ectomorphs, which are individuals that struggle to gain weight. You have endomorphs who struggle to lose weight, so they're like heavier set individuals. And then you have mesomorphs who are pretty much the right in the middle. So they gain muscle easily, and they also lose weight easily, so they're like the best out of the three, if you will. So me being an ectomorph, my diet will kind of be different from somebody else who is an endomorph, because I'm trying to relatively gain weight, so I would want more carbs to be in my quote-unquote diet. Like the endomorph who, like I said before, will want less carbs so they can lose the weight and get the body that they're trying to get to. Hopefully that makes sense.
Oh yeah, definitely, man. I'm definitely in the endomorph category. I was talking to you about it a few days ago. It's good to know that I figured that out, and I'm researching it, looking at what are the good meals to eat, and then my next question for you, Andy, was is there any way we can make diets fun? And if we make diets fun, does it like probably progress our weight loss journey a little bit better? Do you think? Because do you think diet should be us torturing ourselves?
Oh man, and to be honest with you, man, I think that's the thing. Like it shouldn't be a diet, because I think the typically what's associated with the term diet to me is a sense of it being temporary. So I'm gonna be on this diet until I get to my goal. And then once I get to my goal, I am now able to eat the foods that I once ate to get to the body that I didn't want to get to, didn't want to have in the first place. So I think that it should ultimately be a lifestyle change that you want to get to, and that's not just a diet for the food either. That's like a whole other thing that I'm sure we might get to on the later on in this episode here. But in terms of going back to your question, man, of course, typically what I have individuals do is, let's just say if they are a big fan of pancakes in the morning or stuff like that, I would say, okay. I would say look at the pancakes, look at the ingredients, how much carbs are in it, proteins, fats, and then try to find a healthier substitute. Now the thing is to make the diet a little bit more fun is you want to have variety, and you want to make sure that the food still tastes good. I think sometimes if you try to substitute like a pancake for oatmeal, the biggest issue that people think about is that oatmeal is relatively stale. It's like it doesn't taste as good as a pancake does. So what you want to do is you want to just play around with it and try to add a little bit more flavor, but try using more natural ingredients to make that oatmeal taste a little bit better. So I think, Robin, like when we just talked about it before, you said when you first had the oatmeal, it tasted horrible, but I just said, all right, what you could do is you could probably throw some peanut butter on that bad boy. So it's like to add a little bit more taste to the oatmeal while that's still making it a healthier alternative than the pancakes. On top of that, if you still want to play around with it, you can start like you say you're a fan of strawberries. So maybe next time around you can throw some strawberries in there. Again, fruit is a better source of sugar. You still want to be mindful of how much fruit you want to add into it, but it's a better natural sugar than, let's just say, syrup or what's already in the pancake as well. So you just want to play around with it. Again, variety is key, and that's definitely going to help you out in the long run.
No, I appreciate it, Andy. That's a great answer. And, just to let you guys know what this guy said, he's not lying, because I've already lost 11 pounds in a week because I dropped the pancakes out of my diet for a while, y'all. Like, this guy, like, Andy's not lying about this. It really works. And also, I incorporated some exercise as well, doing interval sprints, walking very long distances just to get steps in. And I did about 3 times a week, and it's working. I'm getting the results. Hopefully by the next time, probably in about a month or 2 from now, hopefully I'll have the body that I've wanted. Joe, is there anything that you'd like to add, Andy?
No, I was just gonna basically talk about as far as the dieting goes. When it comes to working out, and you're getting into that diet, that natural diet routine of what you're eating, and it's complementing your body, and you're starting to see a little more of the transformation starting to come about. What exercises should you implement then? Should you implement when you're starting to see the progressions, like as far as like if it's like your core or is it your legs or it's your stomach, or like what's some of the exercises you would recommend in that part?
I got you. So the first things first that I really want to say is that in terms, and I just want to bring this, I wanted to allude this more so to weight loss, right? Typically when individuals start an exercise routine, for a weight loss goal, they always want to spot reduce. What I mean by that is they typically want to target the stomach region. And the thing is, I want to stress the fact that although crunches are, I don't want to say crunches are bad. It is a great exercise to strengthen the abdominals, the obliques, and so on and so forth. But you can't spot reduce the fat on your body. What that means is you can't do 1,000 crunches every single night and expect the fat on your stomach to be reduced. Like you kind of said it, Joe, it starts off first through the diet. Again, you want to make sure that you are at a caloric deficit at the end of the day, because if you're at a caloric deficit, less calories in, that means less fat ultimately on your body. Now, to go back to your question in terms of what exercise that you should do, the best thing for you, for any individual, is strength training. And if you're going to do strength training, it's going to be compound movements. What a compound movement is, real simple, is that you're using multiple muscle groups for that movement, all right? So real simple, bench press, push-ups, deadlifts, squats. To go into more detail, on a bench press, you're using your chest, you're using your triceps. On push-ups, same thing. If you're doing a push-up right, you're getting your core engaged, chest is engaged, triceps are engaged. On the squat, if it's a heavy enough load, so load being weight on the bar. Again, it's going to target the core, abdominals, because you got to make sure you keep your chest upright. Glutes going to be engaged, quads going to be engaged, so on and so forth. And the deadlift, pretty much one of the most taxing exercises if you're doing it right. Again, it's going to be lower back, glutes, quads, core, a little bit of the arms as well, because you got to hold that weight up while you're coming up to the top of the lockout. So you pretty much do exercises like that to get the most bang out of your buck. Now Now I'm not saying that there's no room for like isolation exercises. So if you want to get on a machine and solely target your biceps, you could do that. But that shouldn't be the main thing that you're doing if you're trying to get the total body fat loss. If that is the goal, if that makes sense.
Now you said engage, right? When you're talking about push-ups and deadlifts, you're saying engage, and you're saying engage in your core. A lot of people are going to say, well, I'm doing push-ups. How is that engaging my core? Can you explain a little bit more about that?
Oh, yeah, no, definitely, man. I think so. A lot of times what happens is that when people try to get into proper push-up positions, like, all right, and I was actually thinking about this before I even got on the podcast today. If I tell somebody, all right, you see that guy doing push-ups, I want you to do what he's doing, they're going to do it to the best of their abilities. Typically, they're going to be the mechanics are going to be off. So they're going to try to just, all they see the guy doing is, all right, arms are extended, arms going down bent. That's all they see. They don't see that he's rotating his hands on the ground to get more grip on the ground, getting more activation on the forearms, getting more activation on the triceps. They don't see him probably squeezing his glutes to get his pelvic in proper alignment. By the pelvic getting into proper alignment, now the core is now engaged, building that brace. That's what you want. And anything that you're doing, and any exercise you're doing, you want to make sure that you brace your core, because what that could possibly lead to, if your core is not braced, is potential injuries. Again, when the loads start to get heavy. So this is like down the line of like heavy squats, heavy deadlifts, potentially even heavy bench presses as well. But sometimes people don't see it. If they see a exercise on IG and they just try to knock it out, they don't see like exactly what that person is doing. So in terms of like really engaging the core, like I said before, it's typically that you just want to brace it in a proper manner. Typically what you could do if you're standing up, you just rotate your feet slightly outwards, again, squeeze the glutes and brace for a punch. And that's typically how you turn on the core. And then from that point on, you want to start executing your exercises. But it takes some time to master, though, to be honest with you.
Yeah, because I remember when I was at your house and we were working out during the quarantine time, and it was just a lot of information you were giving me as far as like how to do a push-up correctly, how to get your posture right when benching, engaging your core, engaging your glutes and your quads to really feel the whole entire workout. And man, I'm talking about I felt it within what the first set or two. Like I was like, man, this is a lot. But then over some time, like I started to get used to it, and then my posture got better, and everything started to get better. You know, so I was like, man, this is amazing. Like I think people are just missing. They're just missing out. They're just missing out on real quality information that you're giving.
Oh yeah.
That's
100% correct, man. And it's crazy because and this is going back down because I remember when we used to live, and I knew a decent amount, but it's just one of those things where we, like us being kids in high school, we went with, okay, this dude is lifting this much weight. Like Robin, I could attest to you pretty much for the most part. You were a strong dude. You still are. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so it was like I always wanted to catch up to you, but there's a good chance that me trying to catch up to you and you yourself trying to get stronger, your mechanics were off, but you were still getting the weight up. And what I recently seen, it was like this past week. I seen a post on our Instagram, and it's like I 100% agree with it. What it's saying is that you don't want to necessarily focus on moving more weight. What you want to focus on, you want to first understand how to move correctly. And once you learn how to move correctly, then you add load to that. Because if you just focus on moving weight, but your mechanics are off, that was then leads to injury. You know what I'm saying? And I think a big, and this is going like to LeBron James, the reason why he's like as durable as he is, because he takes care of his body. He understands how to move, and gets the most out of those positions that he gets himself in. So I think that's huge, man.